Hi, it's 975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One. And today I got some fun snippets from action from the other night when we were messing around with IED. This is Ragnascot quoting lines from Gladiator as he tries to get vengeance for something. But we'll get to what he's getting vengeance for at the end of the video. I made Ragnascot very angry. I must admit it's the one thing I've been doing very well in this war, is making IED very angry with me. He was so angry he went and got his 30. And that's not just any 30. That's a Primo MC 30. I think this is the 30 that he uses when he's referring to the IED ATR wing, which is something they do where they like drop 4 Primo MC 30s on you and absolutely wreck you. I don't get my weapons out here. I'm just kind of hoping the carrier will kill him, because to be honest, I was baked. After like an hour of fighting IED, my ship was so cooked. I was having so many malfunctions. As I was trying to wake out, my thrusters malfunctioned. It was a nightmare. But I have to fire my beam lasers for a long time to take down the shields or damage the shields on a cutter, and IED were constantly dropping 3 into every instance. Ragna and Dragonstone were using corvettes at one point, and there were 2 cutters. Then Ragna switched to a cutter, so it was 3 cutters. There were like 5 or 6 IED and 4 of us, and we managed to win a few instances. They managed to win a few instances. You know, it was a fun back and forth evening. I had quite a good time. Ragnar really did deserve to get vengeance on me here for what I did earlier in the evening, which was a really low scummy move. And I'll be honest, I'll happily take that trade every evening that we fight IED. I will quite happily sacrifice my 30 for what happened. I'm not sure if he is using Primo here. Looking at my armor, I'm not sure. I have a lot of armor on this ship, but it is hard to tell sometimes. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. He does use Primo for home defense. It's one of the reasons he has given in the past for using Primo, and this is very much IED space. If you're wondering, the ceasefire with IED ended. We immediately rolled some carriers into IED space, and they came back to the table to talk. The ceasefire lasted 10 days, but IED went quiet and just stopped negotiating. So now the ceasefire is over, I'm back to maximum annoyance mode, and I would say I probably have really annoyed Ragna. I know he doesn't like watching my content because it makes him really angry, and I know he knows that making him angry is one of the funniest things. I am one of those annoying people that like making people angry and think it's really funny. I can't help it, I poke the shark. I would be the person in the shark cage with the stick going, hoping the cage holds. And sometimes the cage does, and I get away with it. Other times it doesn't, and I suffer the consequences for making those people very angry. And I'll always happily take the consequences. But let's examine what happened earlier that evening that made Ragnascot this angry. Angry enough that he would go get his Primo MC30 and hunt me down across 200 light seconds of subspace, then jump down on a carrier, which I'd have been at for ages, and there's no excuse for me not being landed by the time he arrived. I was basically dicking around chatting to the missus, but and dealing with an angry cockerel. But when he arrived, I still hadn't landed on the pad, and he started attacking me, and I was like, oh well, whatever, either the carrier will kill him or I'll die, I don't mind. But was it the fact that we were back in IED space that annoyed him that much? Or was it the fact, despite being outnumbered and outclassed in ships, we were still able to push them out of instance? I mean, we had 3 corvettes and an FDL versus 2 corvettes and 3 cutters at one point, and we were still able to win the instance. Was it that? Was it the fact that, on a few occasions, had we had some Grom bombs, we might have actually endangered the lives of maybe Dragonstorm and Ragna? I mean, they were using Grom bombs, they were using torpedoes, they were using phasing, so on annoying tactics front, they had it all covered. To be fair, we were genuinely just using high DPS stuff, and just generally having fun winging around and chatting. But was it the fact we kept pushing him out of instance that annoyed him? Or was it that time that after one of the fights I went back to his carrier and tried to give him epilepsy with my headlights? Because I thought it was funny. Maybe it was that. Or maybe it was because when I first arrived on scene in my jumper clipper, I was a real scumbag and did something that's really low.
Oh, that's you. Yeah, there's a Corvette here.
Jump, he'll be able to track you very easily. Once you make it to the next
Oh no,
destination-
I just
Oh,
landed
you're
on
the
the
carrier.
carrier. Yeah. Absolutely. As the carrier owner, I give you permission.
Sounds good, dude.
Hey, you fuck around in a carrier, you get fucked in a carrier.
Flight tutorials are widely available, Commander. You should review them before somebody gets hurt.
Warning, heartbeat attack. Taking internal damage.
What the fuck happens? Is he dying? At least? Don't forget it takes 15 seconds. Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Oh, that is brilliant.
You'd think they'd fucking learn.